when you're looking over your forklift before you start operating, you want to look basically for the same things you would look for on any vehicle. You want to look for leaks, brakes, anything loose, improper, just anything visual right off the top of the bat that looks obvious. So I'm going to go around it. Just keep your forklift on the tires. That's what I typically start with. You can see it's got some nicks, but it runs over some rough terrain. Nothing too major here. I'm looking around, making sure all my handles, all my park brakes, everything is nice and tight and not, broken. Operated seatbelt. Make sure all your caps. Make sure your coolant's got coolant in it. I can see my coolant down in there. I can see my seals properly. Okay, I'm gonna walk over here, and as I'm looking around yet again, I'm looking at my tires. These are solid tires, so man, I'm not checking for air pressure. I'm checking for some major damage that could potentially cause me to flip over or, impede me of doing my duties at any point in time. I'm looking to make sure my reel nice and tight. My lines are tight, but not too tight to where they're gonna rip, pull them out of their sockets or whatnot. Making sure that, my safety bar is nice and tight and it's attached. Looking yet again, checking for any kind of leakages, anything that's abnormal. So far I don't see anything, nothing loose wires, nothing that's going to contact. And right here is our fuel cap. I'm going to want to make sure that the seal right there seals, and you can tell by seeing that there's an imprint all the way around. No obstructions into the fuel tank, and that when I put this on, it seals nice and tight. So exterior before I get on is good. I have my safety light up top. I have a stop light. We are missing the fire extinguisher on this. That's something that I would note before I go, and technically you're not supposed to operate without a fire extinguisher. Now we do have a fire extinguisher sitting over here in this shop, so if anything were to happen right now, we'd be fine. We'll hop in. First and foremost, seatbelt before you do anything else. Now this is a diesel, so we're not going to operate this inside. This is an outside forklift only. So that being said, the diesel does have a glow plug. I'm going to look. I have a fuel. I have a battery. I have my hours. I have my RPM meter. And I know where they're at. I have to know where they're at so that way I can monitor them as I'm using the vehicle. Okay, so I want to check and see if I got plenty of brake pressure. I got plenty of brake pressure there. So I know that I'm not going to end up trying to stop and not being able to stop. Make sure all my safety equipment, which is this is safety equipment, it's a roll case. Make sure that's nice and tight, secured on all 4 points. That my parking brake works. It seems to be engaged now. There's plenty of tension on there, but we'll test that yet again once I get going. Alright, so before I start it, we want to check, make sure our backup horn works, our safety horn works, alert horns, however you want to call it. Yet again, I got more lines here. I'm checking, make sure everything's nice and great. So on this forklift, you got to warm up your glow plugs. I warmed them up and just started. I got it started. Make sure the throttle works. I got my brake on. So how do you want to test that? You want to go ahead and back off. You can see the brake is working fine. Take the brake off. Start to roll. That right there is between 6 and 12 inches is where you want the force at any given time when you're moving the vehicle, no more than 12 inches high off the ground, so you're not poking, holes into objects throughout your shop. Before I actually start operating it, make sure and I'm going to test the equipment. I'm going to run it up, down, back, side to side. noticed I slowed down before I got to the point where all the segments start to break. I don't want to fully do it because everything cracks out. You gotta do it slow. Other than that, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna take sideways. Seems to be working good. Come back. Forward. And put it in travel mode. Now I'm going to test all my forward and reverse functions. Forward. Notice I use the clutch and the brake at the same time. If you hit the clutch, it automatically starts to push on the brake. If you hit the brake only, you can actually operate that without the clutch. Okay. The only other thing I did not check on here was my lights in the front, because they do seem to work.
Do it again.
I have a backup keeper, so when I'm backing up, I don't have to use the horn. But anytime I go around a corner, go around into any kind of opening or any kind of situation where there's a blind side or a blind corner, you have to use your horn. Other than that, if you've gone over everything I just explained, looking at the safety portion of it, looking at the functionality portion of it, at this point, I feel that I am ready to operate this machine in any way that I end up needing to use it. Of course, you always use it within the specifications of the manufacturer's recommendation. Seatbelt off. Very last thing you do. You want to make sure you put your equipment back to where it's nice and operable for the next person. Like that. Okay, one mistake I just made. That, my friend, is how you park a fork flat on the ground and level. Other than that, thank you for watching my corny video, and hopefully this is nice.